When it comes to storytelling in the Pokemon TCG, no cards can match those of the connected art cards. These sets of cards seamlessly blend together and aren't just awesome cards on their own, but beautiful art pieces that tell a story. In this video, I'll be going over 5 sets of these cards in order to prove my point that connected art cards are some of the best cards in the modern TCG, and hopefully along the way, put these cards on your radar if you aren't already aware of them. Hey, my name is Collections, I'm Sean and I collect things, and this is my channel where I talk about the Pokemon card hobby, give advice, and open packs. If this is the first video you're seeing from me, thank you so much for clicking on the video, it really means a lot and I hope you stick around, and if you are a returning viewer, thank you for the continued support. I'm going to try and make content almost daily to help you guys out in these trying times, so if you like this type of content, leave a subscription and stick around. But without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at these cards. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about is the Feebas from Surging Sparks. Someone actually left a comment in my last video where I talked about the connected art cards that I was missing this line. And yes, I know I was missing this line, I just didn't want to mention it because I already had a lot of cool hits and big hits from Surging Sparks with the Latios and Latias. I didn't want to overload with too much from that set, but that being said, these two cards together make a super amazing picture. As you can see here, Milotic being the evolution, Feebas being the stage 1. This is one of the ones where it's an illustration rare and a special illustration rare, and I think those are the ones that really shine, because it's usually a basic stage, right? And you see how it either looks up to or wants to become the evolve form, and that's sort of what's happening here with the Feebas and Milotic. You can see that this Feebas is looking up in the water to Milotic. If we connect the arts together, it would be the lily pads here connecting to the bottom of the lily pads to the right here. So it's a little off-centered, I think, or it's not like, it's a little off-aligned. So it's not like left to right, and it's not up and down, but it's a pretty cool card. But yeah, it's these two cards alone. Feebas is only doing, what, $10? But the Milotic is where it gets kind of really expensive with $150. Yeah, we see 130 for this one, but it's a really cool art piece. Might go down in price with Surging Sparks reprints coming in the future, but hard to say. Regardless, what I want to talk about in this video is the art, and I think together these two become a really amazing piece. I think together I like them more than the Pikachu EX. I think Latios and Latias might beat out these two for me, but personally, I think if you're a fan of Gen 3, you can't go wrong with either sets of these cards. Feebas just looking so derpy, right? And then Milotic being completely the opposite, being so majestic, and it really captures the feeling of what Milotic is, which is this beautiful serpent. And yeah, this art, pristine. Surging Sparks got some of the best art we've really ever seen. So that was the first one I want to talk about. The next set is the Plusle and Minun from Paradox Rift. If you guys didn't know about this one, this is from a more of an older set from the Scarlet and Violet era at this point, even though it's still like newish, right? You can see Minun and Plusle, two opposites, right? They're the plus Pokemon and the minus Pokemon. And you can see in the background, the trainers are also similarly colored and have a similar expression to the Pokemon themselves. They look to be a family. It's pretty cute. This card by itself, being $20, I think people realize how cute this card is and how together they make this like really awesome set. So I think both of them have gone up quite significantly over the last couple of weeks. This one also doing 20, but honestly, I think it's a pretty fair price because next to each other, they're super, super cute. I'll throw up an image just of me editing it so that they go next to each other, but as you can see, Minun, super excited, always, this Plusle excited, happy, that's what it is. Minun's kind of sad and depressed. But the ability is pretty cool. It's like a tandem ability where if you have Plusle in play, you get to attach count. When your opponent attaches energies, it does like damage, I believe. Yeah. And so this is pretty fun in like the pre-release format because it's a lot smaller Pokemon and you can throw up a bunch of Plusle and Minun, but regardless, I like how, especially like with the evolutions, it's pretty clear where the connection between the Pokemon are. But for these, not evolutions, but like pairs, I like it when the attacks and the abilities sort of line up to help accommodate and push forward that narrative more of like how these Pokemon are connected. And I think this card really excels at doing that, which is why it's pretty high up in my favorites list of like illustration rares from these Scarlet and Violet era. So the next one, I know this one has gotten quite a bit of hype recently. It's the Deerling and Sawsbuck. You can see that the hype has matched the price and people are actually paying for it. Let's start with the Deerling. This is like, I think my chase from Temporal Forces just because it was so cool. Deerling being a seasoned Pokemon, if you guys didn't already know, it changes its form based on what season it's in. So it's really awesome here that the art shows the different seasons. It's autumn, winter, spring, and I guess it doesn't have the summer form, but I think this one might be no, summer form is green Deerling, so this is autumn form. I guess it's just missing from this image, but it's pretty cute. You can see how it's running through the different seasons. The winter season is like this brown color, and the spring season is this like pink color, which meshes with the trees. The art's just really, really beautiful. Very cute looking Deerling. I love when the cards are like off-centered, and I especially like this one because you see the division between the 3 seasons, and it kind of helps to like orientate the art in a way that's like really awesome. So you can see this price, $17 to $20, including shipping. Pretty good card. I don't know if it's worth that price, but at this point, I don't really want to talk too much about price. Just show you, just keep you guys informed of what you should be expecting if you're trying to pick up these cards. The next one is Sawsbuck, and you can see here, it continues the art, right? We leave off as spring. Spring is on the left, and then we get to summer here, and then we get to fall again, and it loops back, which is super, super cool. The whole concept of this card is really awesome. These weren't super playable, but yeah, being like the cute cards they are, Deerling and Sawsbuck, pretty cool evolution line, even though Gen 5, I think from Gen 5 they might not be the most popular, especially Deerling, because it's so basic. And if you played Scarlet and Violet, you know how annoying they can be just showing up everywhere, but I think Sawsbuck is a pretty good design. But overall, pretty cool cards put together, yeah. Okay, the next one is Tarantula and Spidops. I sort of did these as an honorable mention in my last video, but I want to talk about them a bit more in this video, just because they're, I think, a little underrated. Like, I know YouTubers throw around the word underrated a lot, but I think these ones especially are. Spidops is a really cool design. It's like this spy spider, right? Spy Dobbs. And it has like spy glasses as its eyes, which is super cool. And the ability is also pretty cool too. Yeah, making your opponents retreat costs 1 colorless more. I remember when this card was first coming out, and then we still had Leafeon VMAX from Evolving Skies, which dealt damage based off retreat cost. There was like a really troll deck you could do that I was playing on Pokemon TCGO, the online app. It was pretty fun. But the art itself is pretty cool. Very dynamic. You see Spidops trying to go down, capture the site there, and if you follow the string here, you should come across a Tarantula floating in the wind, which is almost getting eaten by Scythe there, which makes it super fun. I do like the whole composition where it's like completely empty on the ground and the tree's barren too, so it kind of draws attention to this weird ball Pokemon just floating in the wind. It adds a lot of like character to Tarantula, just being a little ball with a little derpy face. I can't really zoom in more than this, but yeah, this card is pretty cool. Let's just take a look at the price, like I mentioned very briefly. Price with shipping, see it's like $6. I think this has actually gone up a little bit over the last couple days. But yeah, it's a pretty cool card. You get these two together, it's about $10, which is like significantly cheaper than I think every other one we've looked on this list so far. Right, with Feebas and Milotic, I think this would be around $150, $40 for these two. I think these two together would also be around the $50 mark. But yeah, if you want a cheap one to fill out your binder, pick up these two, because I think for the price they're at, super great, awesome cards. This is the only one I might really suggest, other than the last one I want to talk about, which out of this list has a special place in my heart. I am a very, very big fan of Fuecoco. As you can see, I have this little plush of him. He's my favorite starter from Gen 9, and I think he might be my second favorite starter behind Turtwig. He's really grown on me, just a really derpy Pokemon. And this line here, it's pretty cute. It's this Fuecoco that's been helping his trainer shop. As you can see, they grow up and they age over time. But Fuecoco, he starts off by being a little derpy guy just eating apples, which I think really fits the vibe of Fuecoco. Just embodies Fuecoco super well. The next one is Crocalor, the derpy second stage evolution, making more of a mess than really helping, which I think when I think of this line, yeah, Fuecoco's the little derpy guy who's not doing much, just looking cute. Crocalor is derpy, but in a kind of unhelpful way. And then you have Skeledirge, which is just like majestic, but also like an older, more mature form that can help you out. So together, I think this line really captures like the spirit of Pokemon, right? Trainer and Pokemon growing up together, developing. So it's pretty cool. Fuecoco itself, like I said, one of my favorite Pokemon from Gen 9, probably like favorite Pokemon ever. And I think this price is pretty high, but honestly, if I didn't have this line already, I would probably pick it up. This is like one of the, like my main chase from Paldea Evolve when the set first came out, and I was just so happy because I was able to pull this from a random ETB. And then the Fuecoco took a bit of time. I think the Crocalor I pulled like 1 or 2 of, and then the Fuecoco I think I eventually caved in and bought it for like $10. But yeah, I love this line. Honestly, one of my favorites, Fuecoco, is peak. If you take one thing away from this video, other than that connector arts are great, pick up this Fuecoco. I swear, this Fuecoco is beautiful. This card's beautiful. It's my favorite card. But yeah, it's been going up in price. So maybe don't pick it up right now. Maybe wait for the market to cool off a bit. But yeah, very cool card. Crocalor too. You can see that people aren't the biggest fan of Crocalor compared to Fuecoco, which I think is fair. Design's a little weird. I think Skeledirge is like equally as cool. It's not cute, but it's the cool factor, which is nice, 'cause it's like the first really like monster-ish starter we got in a while that's on all fours, which is probably why I like it so much. But yeah, you can see $22, $25 I guess if you include shipping. So let's do this again just for reference. $22, not bad. So this line together would be, let's say 30, 20, 50, about $60. So this is the second most expensive. Okay, yeah, so we go Phoebus and Milotic for most expensive, these three for the second most expensive, these two, and then the Tarantula and Spinoffs. But yeah, let me know what you guys think was the most interesting line out of these. Doesn't have to be the most expensive, just the one that you guys are most interested in, and which one you guys think tells the best story. I really hope this video has helped just prove my point that connected art cards are some of the best art, and they really do tell like a story that you can't really tell through just one card, because you get the chance to show the evolution, the aging aspect, and also just seeing Pokemon and different trainers like interact together. If you are interested in seeing more of these beautiful cards, I'll leave a link in the end card to another video where I did talk about a couple of the other connected art cards throughout the Scarlet and Violet era. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the support. If you guys could leave a comment, like, all that stuff, it would really go a long way. So without anything else to say, I guess I'll catch you guys next time.